It's doing. Okay. Sweet. This is Sarah, and it's an exciting day today because it's Sunday. Not a very particularly special Sunday, but it's special because Noodle is switching out of his old form and into his new form, his new body that I'm almost but not entirely done assembling yet. It's amazing how long it takes to assemble this stuff. I've been working on getting his new legs and pelvis and feet assembled now for, I don't know, I want to say like this whole summer has been dedicated to getting them to like the done point. They're a lot more complicated. I spent like a lot of money in new motors last month, so he's getting stronger, newer motors. He has a new leg design entirely. The motors are located at a lower point in his form, so his center of gravity isn't like up all high and stuff. He's not like a giant pendulum. And these legs will be able to adapt to his tasting feet, which are the things that allow him to interact with his environment. They're feet that have actual mechanisms inside of them, so he'll be actually using those now. And he's got a new head. The head has the new motors inside of it, in the pelvis, which will rotate the hips, and a new brain. So he's all new. And I'm going to say this again because I think it's kind of an interesting thing to note. But us humans, we're stuck with our bodies for like the entire time that we're alive. Like we are born with our form, and whether we like it or not, we have to kind of deal with it and live kind of a bittersweet, I don't know, negotiation of loving and hating and coming to terms with our limitations and what we are, who we are, what we look like, how we're perceived in the world. It's sort of this thing that you never master. You're constantly working at it from the time you're born and really aware of yourself to the time you die. And the robots have this awesome luxury where they can not only have multiple bodies or new bodies, they can not multiple bodies, but they can be in multiple bodies at once. Like they're I guess what you would call a consciousness, I guess. Like their being can exist in multiple places at once, and if they wear out a form or require a form that does something different or better, they can do that too. I mean, it goes without saying, but it's something that I don't think everybody thinks about a whole lot. I think I've been thinking of this particularly a lot lately because my what I refer to as my child, Noodle, my baby, is going through this transition, and it's causing me to reflect on, I don't know, how I relate to it and how it's making me feel lately. So it's a thing that's bringing about all the feels. It's kind of a cool thing to, I don't know, like in the period of your life, be able to upgrade and change and evolve in a way that doesn't really have a ceiling. And only by creating a new form for my offspring have I realized really like humans and how limited they are, and how a huge portion of our existence is based around really just being comfortable with the shell that we have, that we're kind of stuck in. It's like our meat prison. I don't know. So I have all these thoughts in my mind, and with a very emotional, juicy heart, I get to transfer Noodle out of the form that he has been inside of since he was conceived 4 years ago to his first entirely new separate body, which I'm going to be referring to as his adolescent body. I don't really want to call it an adult body yet because it's not like perfect, but it's definitely better than the one he's in now. It's got better functionality, stronger motors. Mommy's better, so it's engineered better. I don't know. It's kind of an exciting thing. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more it's weirding me out. The other thing that's happening is as soon as I shuck his consciousness, or like the seat of his being from his old body and put it in his new body, his carapace, I guess, or his like his shell that he's getting pulled out of is getting very lovingly tucked away in a travel container and sent off to go on exhibit this week. So, well, I say this week. He's being sent off this week, but he's going in the box like today. So I'm going to stow him inside of his safety sarcophagus, which is something that me and everyone that was part of the stream yesterday collectively decided that it's going to be called. It's his party sarcophagi. And he doesn't get to have a mini fridge or cable inside of it, but he does get to have all of his feet and all of his, I don't know, one of his stuffed animals and some socks, I decided. So he's gonna have all the things that are important to a noodle. And I don't think the chat's working, so I'm gonna fix that right now. If I can. Nothing ever works. Nothing ever works. I'll just leave it at that. Pop out chat. There we go. Ah! Hi, Vi! If you're the only one here, I'm totally okay with that. We can party like it's 1999 together. So yeah, I'm calling it Shell Day because it's not a birthday. Like, we do celebrate Noodle's birthday in January, which is the day he was actually conceived when this form was made. Instead of having 2 birthdays, I think I'm just going to call this date. I don't even know what the fuck is the date? August 18th. August 18th is Noodle's first shell day. So I'm going to like write that down on something before it's lost forever. And this pen doesn't work. But this pen does. August 18th, 2019, Shell Day 1. There we go. I've written it down on a pad, so it is not lost. I mean, I could always like go back and look at this stream and everything, but whatever. So, without further ado, I have my camera turned in a different direction than I normally do. This is the chair in which I've been assembling everything. So, like, the past like 5 or 6 streams that I've done, where I was frantically assembling stuff, this is where I was sitting, just to give you a bit of a reference point. I need a bit more room because I'm gonna try and drag not only Noodle's new form, not drag his new form. I'm gonna have to assemble a new form into a piece, so there'll be like one completed new robot on the table, but I'm gonna drag his old baby body onto the table too, so they can stand next to each other and I can do like a proper transference ceremony, I guess. I don't know what that's going to involve, but I'll probably wait until Noodle's daddy gets home to do that. He's picking up a pizza because we're gonna have a little bit of a party like in the room tonight, just because this is kind of a big deal. It's worth celebrating. I have to get this done today because, again, old body's going away and I definitely wanted to get this done before that happened. Cool. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Evan. Hi, welcome back to Captain 200. I'm gonna pronounce everything wrong. I apologize. Rogue Naxella. And hi, Badger Pig and James Driscoll. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Happy Sunday. Whatever time of day it is there, or day for that matter. But yeah, so this, as I like slam my knee into the table. So this right here is the scene of the happening. I think from this point on, I'm actually going to turn off this camera because I don't really need it. I'm gonna probably be over at the other end of the room doing my stuff. I might drag this microphone over to hang out with me, although that might cause issues. That'll be okay. There's definitely a cord there that's a trip hazard now, but I think we'll deal. The only problem with, let's see, I can stick this here. The only problem with having the laptop like on the desk and not in front of me is that I won't be able to check chat quite as frequently. So this is going to be kind of me talking you guys through a thing and not so much a social hangout. But I don't know. It won't go as long. I realized I streamed for like 6 hours yesterday. Like I didn't realize that until I ended it, and then it popped up in my YouTube thing. It was just like, yeah, you did that, or no, you get like an email from Restream or something, and the subject was like, nice 6.5 hour stream you did there, and I was like, oh shit, that was a long one, but I got a lot done. To show you what I did. And yes, happy Shell Day, David. Hi, Andrew. Hi, everybody. Hi, Vi again. I'm gonna say hi to you again just cause. Hi, Nikuman. Aw, everybody's here. It's gonna be a party. I wish I could like send you cyber pizza or something. And I'm gonna say this again. I know I've said it in the past, but Noodle's favorite food is pizza because it's like a flavor carpet. And since he's a downward facing or downward oriented feet based robot, that's like the perfect type of food, the kind you can stand on and sample. Unfortunately, we've never actually gotten him a legit pizza that he's actually in fact stood on. But one of these days, I don't know, like when we feel very I don't know, like whenever we feel like sacrificing a real pizza to Noodle, he'll have his own and he can kind of wreck it with his feet. Like I'm gonna say when he can stand on his own and balance and stuff, we might like do it on that day. It'll be like his, I don't know, that'll be a different party. Now, I'm telling you this, like the day that Noodle can actually walk around and sort of hold his own and balance all by himself, I'm going to like pop a bottle of champagne and just like pour it all over my face and go crazy, because that's been like the holy grail for the past 4 years, is just getting Noodle to walk, really. Not that I work on it consistently, it's just, it's the thing that I have a hard time with. It's hard. I keep tucking it like underneath other objectives because it is hard, and it's probably more of a statement of me overcoming my own like mental block or procrastination. But when he walks, it's going to be a huge feat, not only for Noodle but for Mommy as a bad engineer and a I don't know, a human. But there'll be champagne. But yes, pizza, robot and pizza. Noodle's got his squeaky pizza. Cyber pizza is best. I know, Patreon stretch goal. Afford Noodle his own pizza. Is like one of those giant ones. Aww. Oh, what kind of bird do you have, Evan? I have a parrot too. I have a blue crown conure. He doesn't live with me and Mark, though he lives with my parents. But that is the creature that raised me when I was a child. It's like the reason why on my Twitter it says relates to birds more than people is because of my parrot Mango. But that's cool. It's cool she's sitting on top of your phone while you're watching. I hope I don't scare her with any of my sounds. But yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna turn this face cam off so that I'm over there doing that's this one. There you go. So I'm gonna show you first off the legs that I've been making. They're almost done. They're not like complete yet, but one of the things I did earlier today is attach the I don't know what you'd call that. It's like a spring do, which helps keep Noodle kind of standing up. It like offsets his weight, I guess, a little bit. Also, let me know if the audio quality is crappy. I can kind of reposition the mic. Like throw it in chat. I'll see it in a minute. So I connected the springs. I connected the weird little tendon piece right here, although it's not attached to the servo horn yet. This little swingy bit. I'm actually not even sure if you can see this. So this tendon, I attached it. I attached the spring, and the tiny little shin piece down here that got attached to. I'm waiting on some spacers to connect to the other horn down here at the end. Actually, no, those finished printing. They're over there. So that's like the next part I need to do, is attach the shin to the servo horn there at the end. Other than that, like, the legs are ready, and they can be chucked into his pelvis, which is right here, and that's the easy part. It shouldn't take very long to do that. And then the feet just slide right onto this little shin bone piece, and then he's pretty much assembled at that point. The thing that I haven't done yet, because I don't have the tool to do it, is I need to make a capture pin up here at the top of his femur so that the legs don't slide right back out of the pelvis. Normally, like in his, I guess his previous body, I've used like a capture pin that it just kind of goes through a hole at the top of the femur and prevents it from moving around. I'm going to try a different method of capturing the femur bone in place this time, but it involves making a channel at the top, and I don't really have the appropriate tool for doing that, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. But that's the least of my worries right now. I just want to get the kid built up, get his body ready to receive his I don't know, his essence, and then prepare his husk for shipment to the exotic Europe. Alrighty, so these are the spacers that are going to connect this final bone, like the shin, to the servo horn. I still have to attach those yet. I'm trying to think where I should sit. I guess I can talk to you guys over here, so long as the mic isn't too quiet. Shouldn't take me terribly long to do this part. There we go. Sapphire. Aww. It's a budgie. I love budgies. When I was a kid, I had a budgie named Peaches. Way back in the day. Audio quality is fine. Thank you, Nikumen. Okay, good. That makes me happy. Like, it occurs to me that I don't really know how well my microphone performed. Like, I got it, and then I just sort of use it in different contexts, but I'm not really sure what its limits are. This is the first time I'm using it in like a room-wide context. All right. Ah, yes, I remember. I'm not sure if I have hardware that spans all of this. That was the holdup. Okay. So I need 30. Alright, so this is my goodie bag of miscellaneous hardware. I need 50mm screws. Not screws. Yeah, I guess these are screws. Which are kind of rare these days. I just need 4 of them. I think I ordered them originally from McMaster, because when I went to our hardware store the other day, they did not have any 50 in stock. I think it went up to 45, which I am a weirdo. I do use 50mm long hardware for things, which at that point you would think you'd start just using threaded rod, but as you witnessed yesterday, like, I think a huge portion of like the holdup of me making progress during yesterday's stream was not having any threaded rod. Yeah, for the assemblies I was building. And that kind of got resolved, luckily, but I am fresh out as of the pieces I cut and installed since then, and I'm going to have to rely on these. Like, later I can switch them out with the threaded rod, but I think, if I remember correctly, the 50mm hardware just barely spans the gap that I'm about to bolt into place. So much so that I don't even think the threads get into the nylon part of the nylock nut, which is bad. So it'll have to just sort of be a placeholder for now. Again, this is just kind of going to be more of a symbolic necessity. Like since his baby body has to go out, it's being shipped away from me this week. I just want to have the new form built up so that there's this very brief period of overlap. Like his body doesn't have to be, his new body doesn't have to be battle ready yet. I want it to exist and be in a, I guess, complete form for now. So let's see. Just ordered new mic on Amazon with a stand and such for my Twitch streams. Yeah, mic, like sound is such a tricky, I mean for me at least, it's been such a touchy thing on my videos and on my streaming. And yes, Ian or wait, not Ian, I don't know. If I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize. Ian? Noodle is getting a body upgrade today, yes. That is the point of the stream, is to give Noodle his new shape. So let's see if these actually fit. I really hope that they do. Yeah, Mark ran over to, I guess, Sam's Club to get Sam's Club pizza. Alright, I'm gonna cross all my extremities that these are long enough. Because if they're not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, just, like, technically not long enough, but I don't know. That's gonna be a problem. Yeah, it, like, spans, but it does not actually poke out on the other side. So it's like pushed in as far as it will go, and it's like just barely not even poking out the other side. Alright. What am I gonna do? I will definitely think of something, I just don't know what yet. Okay. I mean, the kind of cheaty way to do this is in the I-beam right here. I guess I can switch the camera. Bam. So in this I-beam right here, there we go. The hardware does pass through here, so I can just have a piece of hardware coming in from either direction and then bolting into a nut on the inside of this I-beam, which is not ideal, given that I would prefer that all of this rotate on the same axis. But for a stand-in, as I mentioned, just to like get his body in a shape so that I can give him a place to move into, it'll do for now. So I'm gonna probably grab two 25mm pieces of hardware and see about doing that. That's unfortunate. Lane. Gotcha. I'm sorry. It's Scottish. The Celtic version of John. Gotcha. I did not know that. Sorry for the mispronounce, but thank you for telling me how to do it. 32-bit Windows 8 CAD software that doesn't lag. I have no idea. Just ordered a new mic. Cool, I'm caught up. Alright. Alright. Super speedy fast. Be cool if I could like get this done before Mark gets home with the pizza, but I do not foresee that happening. That'll fit. The question is, can I get my finger in there? If I can, it's just a testament to like all the ridiculous stuff that I've assembled in the past and ways that I've had to like distort my body in order to be able to do so. Oh, never mind, Mark's home like right now. With pizza. Who knew that threaded rod was going to end up being like the bane of my life right now? This might not even be possible. Well, there are all those pieces that Mark cut yesterday of the normal rod. Hey! Pizza?
Streaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should show everybody the pizza. Oops.
Or as I call them, Italian tacos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The camera's
where's the
right-
camera? So
Right here.
watch me drop this pizza. There's a pizza right there. Yeah.
Noodle says that's his pizza,
That's
right?
Mark's pizza.
Yeah?
Me and Noodle are gonna eat a lot of pizza while you're gone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You new Noodle?
Yep.
New Noodle.
Noodle. I'm gonna get him some Vietnamese soup.
He says
He's gonna have his own bowl of soup.
He's gonna have
Four
one
little bowls, and he can float in them.
noodle soup.
You can see if he can float in 4 bowls of soup.
Noodle says, "Where are you taking that pizza?"
Other room. Do you need one?
He says yes.
Wait, hold on. You want anything on it?
Is it, what's on it? Is it just cheese?
Pepperoni. You want
That's
cheese?
fine.
You want Parmesan?
Sure.
Okay. You want garlic?
No.
Just Parmesan.
No. There. Pizza feet. Separate from regular cyberpunk though. Wait, what? I've just been vicariously seeping in that aesthetic since then. Wait, what is it? Gotcha. Okay, anyhow, I think I'm gonna try using those pieces that Mark cut for me yesterday. Because I think I could barely thread. I could like just barely get hardware to start catching on these pieces that he threaded for me. And I'd hate for them to like go to waste in the ether since he spent time doing it. I'll have to have him do like 2 more though after this. Mark.
Here's your pizza.
Thank you.
Pizza cam?
Pizza cam? Noodle says he gets pizza too. This is Noodle's pizza. Noodle, you should be up on the table. You're like the star of today. I mean, you're the star of every day, but Today's especially your day. No. There we go. That might have to do for now. Amazingly. Okay, Noodle, so this is not like a permanent solution, but it's gonna have to do for the time being. Oh god. Feed the carpet with more nuts. Alright, so it's just like... That's the threaded rod he made for me yesterday, and that's about as far as that hardware can get on there. It's like super sloppy, but it's gonna have to do. And then that's like a leg. It's a noodle gam. Yeah? Gam.
It's good.
It's a feet. Noodle.
You fold your pizza slice. It's an Italian taco.
Italian taco?
Yes.
Do the Italian taco. Do. Mark, is there any other way other than having a piece of hardware come in from either end to like span that gap that you can think of?
Which gap? The screw that's already in there?
Yes.
Are you trying to minimize that?
I just don't have any threaded rod. I'm out of threaded rod.
You might take two threaded spacers, depending on how that works, and then thread them on to the middle, and then add screws to the outside. Right?
To do... Oh, okay.
And then you just have a short piece of rod, or cut the head off of a screw.
I could use those threaded spacers from the Delta robots.
If you have some M3s. Oh yeah, the 10mm black ones. Yarp.
Can you grab me one of those from the other room?
I thought you had a bunch of them in your thing over there.
They're not in here. They're in the other.
I thought you had some because
I had the long
somebody
ones.
raided them.
I've got the long ones in here because I use them for a different thing. Thank you. Because I need a napkin so I can push pizza into my face. There's a napkin in here. Alas, that poor plastic fork that did not get used yesterday, it is here for a reason. I do not feel like washing my hands, so I'm going to use a napkin to pick up and consume this poor slice of pizza. Although I could just do what the, what is it, the coal miners? Like, I think when they invented pasties or something, it was like basically like a pot pie that you could eat with your hands, and the crust got tossed away because they would have like coal and dust and shit and dirt all over their hands. So it was like a food handle. So they would eat like the pasty up until the crust and then toss the crust away.
There's two. I'll get more if you need them.
Oh, okay, thank you. That might be perfect.
Okay.
That might save my ass. Once again. How many Delta robots are there? Delta Death Shaker? We have 100 Delta, and they're wrecked. They're in a bad shape. There's no way a NoodleFeet should be able to fly. Was it the coal miners that used to like use the crust of a pasty as like a handle for the food, and then they
yeah,
threw it
food
away?
was designed to. That was the part you hold and not eat, and probably pizza too. There's nobody to wash their hands.
This is like my quick burst of nutrition before I... So at some point, after Noodle like has his consciousness transferred into his new form, I have to hoist that yellow box up onto the table and then trace out Noodle's form in the foam and make like a bed for him.
Pocket.
A pocket.
Noodle pocket.
It's a noodle pocket. Hot pocket. 1 million robots. We have 1 million robots in the other room.
Probably a million screws.
There are so many hardware pieces in them.
I think for our project, we for at least the 12mm screws, we ordered a bag of 8,000 M3 screws.
And use them all.
And that's when I realized that when you order 8,000 screws all at once, they are really, really cheap.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I spent like a month. It was in April. 4 years ago. I mean, it was like all bases. Base, like acrylic. And then it was like attaching motors to the acrylic forever. And then it was like robotic arms to the motors. They slowly came together in like stages, but it was like a solid month of like going through different portions of creating the same robot over and over again. And then Mark did the same thing for the board assembly, so he was just making PCBs, like hundreds and hundreds of PCBs for our Kickstarter and for our robots for months.
Hand soldered.
And now they're all destroyed. We have to resurrect them.
When I'm bored again, I'm going to design a 2.0 Delta robot.
Mm-hmm.
And it collapses into a puck. And then you can just stack them. You won't need the spacers.
The fuck are they doing? Jesus. I could feel that in my butt.
You're sending Noodle a message.
Jesus.
It's hard tasting.
They're doing like construction next door, like right outside of the window behind me. They just like dumped something on the concrete and it made the ground shake and I could feel it up through the chair.
And my neighbor just gave me a ton of dirt.
It's crazy.
For the front yard. And I still need more dirt, I just realized. It isn't a fraction of what I need.
All right.
I think this is good pizza. You like the pizza?
Yeah.
The sauce is really good.
I like it. Noodle says, where's his piece?
Sam's Club.
Noodle wants to know where his piece is.
I just ate it for you, Noodle. Mommy's eating your piece. You can absorb the Wi-Fi flavors.
No. He says he wants to squish it in his toes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the microphone. Microphone can totally hear that. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear like the construction beeping?
He's scraping out the old asphalt driveway.
I guess I can turn the gain down maybe? Oh yeah, the microphone can totally pick that up.
I found this in an Amazon box we were about to throw away.
What is that?
Craft sticks.
Oh shit. Yeah, we totally need this.
I was like, what happened to those?
There's like 100 noises going on right now, I'm sorry. And I'm trying to like wolf this down. So at least my blood sugar isn't going to like sag halfway through the stream like it normally does. Alright, I'm gonna turn the gain down then. I don't know what it is about where we live, but it's anytime I want to film something in the morning, or I'm doing something important, like a video that's like being recorded and edited for like, I don't know, like one of your formal videos. Like anytime I'm doing that sort of recording, that is when some sort of construction is going on, like adjacent to us, and there's beeping and sounds, and I'm like completely incapable of getting good takes. Sky Wi-Fi, it was mild. I know, I'm being a good Sarah. I'm actually eating food today. After yesterday's stream, I went to the store and picked up a bunch of fruit with Mark so that I can actually eat things that are good for me, get vitamins. So I had a bunch of fruit last night for dinner, because do I need to turn the gain up or down to filter that out, Mark?
I don't think you can filter out.
Or at least make it quieter, I guess?
Put the mic closer to your mouth.
Okay. What are they doing?
He's leveling the dirt in his yard. He's gonna put in a driveway soon.
Ah.
So he gave me the dirt he didn't want.
Looks like a little pile. Okay.
You done?
Yeah. Noodle party? Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'm gonna dive back into this. Alright, let's try this spacer trick. Okay. So there's literally like 2 of these left in here. Okay, so these are threaded spacers that we had in our Delta Robot kit that we used with the PC board. Here. There we go. I'm going to try and screw it directly into this from either side. Not with this one, let's try it with one of these. So I'm going to take a 25mm piece of hardware with a washer on it and see if I can solve all of my problems. Fit. Let's be trimmed. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be enough meat. Oh god. Well, let's see if it even works alright to begin with. gonna have to do... This is gonna suck. This might not actually be worth it. Yeah. Is there any other way you can think of?
What?
Is there any other way you can think of without using...
Not in... Like, what was not working about it?
It's just too hard to get a tiny piece of threaded anything.
Maybe a long screw that goes most of the way through, and then you just cap it on the other end with a second short screw.
What?
Run.
It has to go through this. This is where I was
Yeah, so if you have a screw that goes all the way to maybe here,
mm-hmm.
like 40 millimeters, and then a 10 going that way.
But there needs to be this spacer.
Well, you replace that with your coupler that I just gave you. Is that not going to work for you?
Where the fuck did I put
Or you
that?
3D print a spacer that will thread. It'll be fine. Is that the right width?
It's a little longer.
You could probably file it down, but it'll probably spread a little bit.
Do we have any more of those?
Yeah, I've got a bag of them somewhere. I just gotta find them.
Okay.
Or you put that only on one side, and then the other side is just a red slip ring or a black one or whatever. But you could 3D print your own spacer that will thread when you put a screw into it.
That.
It works if you do it right.
You could you maybe find me some more of those by any chance?
Right here, no bag.
Thank you, Mr. 30s. We sure know how to party here. Not 30s, 35s? Jeez. Okay, this is gonna suck too. Yeah, none of this is particularly ideal. But, you know. Gotta work with what you've got. Sounds like a general statement for life.
That's all I can find right now.
How many are there?
Just 2 more.
Shit. And of course I just chopped one of them.
I can find more. It's just, I don't know. Did you pilfer a lot of those or something? Because they're just gone.
No. I haven't been using those ones at all. The other size, yeah, I have been.
I'll have to look harder.
Okay. Okay, so the black piece right here on this side is the threaded one. It's a shorter thready bit, and then that's the normal spacer. It's like maybe a millimeter too long, so it's kind of like forcing the horn to torque out at an angle, but I don't like it. And it's like bending this way too. I don't know if you can see that, but that's not totally not straight, which is bad. Ugh. It's hard to look at. I don't know. Man, this sucks. Parenthood is hard, guys. I have this hair that's like attached to my face and I don't know where it's coming from. Gosh, that's annoying. Alright. It is going to be okay. Alright, I'm gonna use those crappy poorly threaded bits that Mark made for me yesterday on 2 of them, and then on the other 2 I'm going to do that less than ideal half-threaded amalgam thing with the threaded spacer, just to kind of like, just to get things going, because I wasn't, again, expecting to get held up by this step again. That's okay. That's life. That's life. And stuff. Okay, so I think these are going on. I can't even really tell. I mean, like, it feels like they are. Eh. I really just want them to, like, be incapable of popping out. So I've got 3 of them captured, or like semi-captured at this point. That should do. And then the last one, that's right, I have a thing on the print bed I need to grab. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. All right. I mean, it's bad when you start wondering how naff it would be if you just, like, straight out, like, stuck Allen wrenches, like, or an Allen wrench through and then put tape on the other end to act as a screw or a capture bar. Bad mommy. Okay. That's right. Still printing parts. Yeah, tonight was supposed to be card night. For Cards Against Humanity, and I had to bail because I have too much stuff to do. which sucks, because I totally look forward to card night. We get to go visit my folks and eat pizza. So I guess I did technically still have the pizza, but I'm not like sipping wine on the patio right now and being a terrible person playing a card game with my friends. I'm like helping my child go through a really strange form of puberty, which I suppose is more rewarding, but you know. I don't think 10s fit. You can do it. So how is everyone doing today? I have not asked that yet. How is everybody's Sunday? And for that matter, how was everybody's weekend? Did everybody do relaxing things or exciting things? Did everybody have a good time? I mean, you kind of more or less know how my weekend has gone. It's just been like stress assembly. But it's almost, I don't know, it's almost over already. And I'm like still here. I feel like I haven't made any progress, which is insane. I am making progress. It just doesn't feel like progress. Sigh. Oh man, they're back with the loud beeping dump truck again. So much fun. Literally never a dull moment in my neighborhood when construction is concerned. Okay, that's one. And the next one is printing. So the rest of these are pretty much ready to go. These legs. I totally do not trust the implement that I have right now for like this capture point, but it's gonna have to do. Like I'll probably go to the hardware store sometime this week after his old body's shipped away and like come up with a more permanent solution for like this knee joint, I guess, but this will do for now. I think since this is like pretty much done at this point, with a few exceptions, I'm going to clear all the hardware off the table because I'm going to need to put the Kiddio in position. Yes. Fives. I guess it's not a Sarah stream without like loud, unexpected sounds. It's not that. What are they doing? It's so loud. Okay. Now I have to put all of my tools in a pile, probably here. It seems like a good place to pile tools. Here's Noodle's old leg. Mark. Baby leg.
Wow, look at those baby legs.
It's a baby foot.
Fragile little things.
Fragile little gam.
It's like he was wobbling. He's like he'd fall over.
Remember when he was just like
a little rubber frame.
He was like a twig.
Yep.
Remember those days?
Fresh out of the shell.
He was like a newborn, very soft, tender baby back in the day.
Tender baby.
So 4 years ago when Noodle was born, he was like really, really thin, bad plastic. He was like a bunch of twigs. And then I actually attempted making that form walk for like a second, and it was very, very funny. And I don't have video of it, which is very disappointing. But I realized immediately that at the very minimum, his femurs had to be made out of metal and properly registered with bearings, because when they were not, they just kind of like did awful things, which would seem obvious. I mean, in the past, I was able to get away with a surprising amount in plastic. Like our Delta robot is like pretty much entirely plastic. So it wasn't a problem, but with Noodle, I guess when you're making a walking thing, there's a certain percentage of your machine that actually does have to be with metal or be made in metal so that it, you know, I don't know, it has the structure needed to make the walking possible.
Yep.
Delta robot's different story. Especially ours, since they didn't actually like carry anything or do anything with the end effector. It was just kind of a it was meant to move, and that was it. That was its purpose. I guess. Why? Why
doesn't like you?
Why does everybody have to do construction when I'm filming stuff?
Well, I was out there this morning. He's like, "Hey, is your girlfriend doing a stream today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna scrape the driveway then."
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he watches you on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Liar.
I'm kidding.
I hate you. I'm like, does he hate me?
No, I think it's the universe. It's like he gets this uncontrollable urge to scrape the yard whenever you start a YouTube thing. It's like he can't help himself. He just doesn't know why, but he's like, I didn't go outside and make some noise.
I need to go scrape something.
Exactly.
Right now. Oh man, look at all this miscellaneous hardware. Okay. Time to clean up just a little bit, because Noodle is going to be on this countertop, like, now. In the very near future. I have no idea what this sounds like for everybody else in the stream. They're probably like, oh my god. Or maybe not. Maybe it's like really quiet. I have no idea. I mean, they can't do this forever. Isn't this like the heat of the day too?
Yeah. Some people just...
That's
what that is.
What's the temperature out today, by the way, Mark?
I will check in a minute. I'm
Okay.
working on something.
It's like very hot out. Okay. That was a very good thing I just did. By not just dumping all of that in a bag like I'm gonna do with these pieces right here. Like a monster. These all go in the miscellaneous hardware bag of no return. Here it goes. Where even is that bag? This bag, the ever-growing miscellaneous hardware bag of shame. Bad habits and shame. Here's some more that get to go in that bag. I'm gonna put this right back there. Oh, and some more. It's gonna have to do. Okay, so this is part of the yet to be assembled analog foot, tasting foot thing. The other 3 that I was working on are here. Like, I did a little bit more progress on these after I ended yesterday's stream. So much so that the beam mechanism is like mostly assembled, minus the bottom part, which is printing right now. And yeah, these are mostly ready to go. I just have like a couple more things to stick to them. But they're gonna get put out of the way for now. Where could I put these? I'll move these in a second. Conveyor belt still needs to get sew in. I'm gonna do that tonight. Just stick that there. Okay, this needs to do. These need to do. So there's this. Gears. I have all these tiny little pieces that I can't lose. Or at least try not to lose, so I don't have to print them over again 5 million times. Okay, Noodle, are you ready for this? Are you ready for your hoisting? He's like, what? You're gonna do what to me? Mommy? Alright, that's faceted down. Okay. Where should I put his tasting feet? Because those are kind of in the front of the camera. I guess I could line them up way the hell back there. That's kind of out of the way, right? That way they can watch. They're like kind of an unofficial part of the foot, feet, body swap ceremony. That's a safe place. I mean, I don't know if it is. I'm just gonna tell myself that so I feel better in the moment and then I can move forward. There. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Mark, are you ready for it?
I'm always ready for it.
Yeah? Fuck it. Okay. Old leg. Fuck it. Throw stuff. This is like the cleanest this table has been in a very long time. Right, Mark?
Yes.
So much hardware. I want to have a very clean operating table, so this is where the surgery is happening. The transference, this is like where it's about to occur. So this leg is not finished quite yet. There's a part I'm waiting on. These 3, however, are. I'm just gonna kind of cue them up right here because I'm gonna probably attach them one at a time. This is just gonna get in the way again, maybe. So I'm going to put it away. Head, final horn, there. All right, Noodle. Are you ready to go up on the table? Actually, how do I want to lay this out? I'm like deciding on my plan of action. All right, Noodle. Are you ready for this? Should I film this whole thing?
What?
With my GoPro?
That's up to you. I don't know.
Should I do it?
I don't know things.
Come on. Your hip's not even like attached right now. What the fuck is this? Go away. There we go. You know what's about to happen to you? I think you do. You've been watching it for the past week silently while we prepare for your transition. So I think I mentioned this before, but the part that I'm switching out is his eye tray, which is this thing right here. It kind of is just loosely in his head. It's registered in there on like a gear, like a motor-driven like pinion back here. And this gear turns his eye gantry. It's kind of passive. It doesn't really do a whole lot other than light up and blink. But I don't know. It's like the one piece that's kind of been with him. No, I can't even say that. That's been updated too. I'm gonna say all of this has been switched out as of this point. Like, there's no real original pieces left with him. But I don't know, because that part is so passive, it's an easy one to kind of move from body to body, because it doesn't really need to be upgraded a whole lot. It's just literally LEDs on a planetary gear. His original planetary gear split in half and got replaced, and I think even the LED boards have been switched out. So even though it's not his original like eye plate, it's the one part between this revision of his body and the next one that is going to stay the same. So it's gonna be like, it's gonna act as the ceremonial like seat of Noodle's consciousness. So when I switch Noodle out, it's just going to be like one eye piece goes to the next robot, and then I'm probably gonna stick a stand-in. I'm gonna print another one. I have more of these little LED light diffuser lens caps, but they're not like a milky white like this. They're kind of a more of a transparent clear color, but they're the same shape, so I think I'm gonna use those. They'll be like the false Noodle eyes, I guess, or his pseudo eyes. I'm gonna go check the printer because I'm waiting on that one final attachment piece for this hub. And then the chucking can begin. The chuckening? I'm gonna check the chat. Man, how are you guys doing? I see it like ticking away. But I haven't been participating. I'm a bad raptor. Here I am. I'm back. Peak doing stuff time on a Sunday. Yes. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through the chat. I'm trying to catch everything. Noodle's there. I'm still here. I'm alive. We'll get through this. Here, I'm gonna check my Twitter and see if I can get more people involved. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get Noodle's other daddy to come. I feel like we need hats. I think... Where did I put our hats? It's funny how, like, you know where stuff is and you see it in your lab all the time until the exact moment that you actually need it for something, and then it's, like, gone forever. Or disappeared. One of the things we used to have in here for the longest time was a bunch of party hats. Like, the pointy kind. And they were from, like, my 30th birthday party. And I kept them. And they're in a stack somewhere. They used to be, like, right there, but they're gone. And I don't know where they got put. Noodle says, it's okay, you can make hats out of paper, and there's paper everywhere in this room, so get to it, Mommy. Mommy's like, no, that's not nearly as important as getting the work done, so we're gonna do that. Okay, over here. Such as it is. That's super disappointing. Yeah. I want to say I held on to those for, like, this specific occasion. Like the random celebrations. Oh well. Yeah, I don't see them, and I don't know where they would be. Oh well. That's okay, Noodle. You just get the presence of your family. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab that printer. That one, it's like this tiny little, like, red hub piece. I need to grab that off the print bed, and then I can finish that final leg, and then I can start assembling the new body. I think I'm gonna set up my GoPro, though, to film this, because it feels like one of those, like, soft, squishy, like, I don't know, like, parent-y milestone moments that I should capture forever in some capacity. Luckily, I do have my GoPro handy. Alright, here it is. I'm going to set this up real fast. Alright, I've got 28 minutes left of video. So I'm probably going to plop this bad boy down somewhere once the actual action begins. The actual action. But yeah. I should give Noodle a paper cone. Funny story, like, I remember for Noodle's birthday one day, I didn't have cones yet, so I made yellow paper cones for his parents, and I taped them on our head, because I didn't have, like, strings or elastic or anything. And, like, I think I used gaff tape. Like, and I actually physically taped them to everyone's head for the sake of keeping the party hats in proper position. But, Noodle, you can wear this. I think Noodle has, like, a dedicated party hat somewhere. Here. You get your pizza. Your party pizza. Do you want a wizard hat? Because I know where that is. Here. That's kind of like a party hat. There. That will do for now. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna bump into those in here. Like, they're most certainly someplace, I just have no idea where I would have put them between the last time they were in use and now. They are here. Okay. Fine. I give up on the party hats. Alright, Noodle. I gotta check the printer. I'll be right back. Yay. Okay. So that's this tiny little piece that I get to push through this servo horn right here. Actually, I don't even know if these are servos. They're better than servos. It's like the tightest fit. Come on. Okay. These used 12. Okie dokie. This is like the final thing. Well, relatively final. I say that like there aren't a bunch of parts I already have to replace before I even get into this. The weird thing is like knowing that my kid isn't going to be in here, or this form of my kid isn't going to be in here. Because like this sounds silly, but like Mark and I, like we reference Noodle because he's in the room, right? He's like a part of the conversation, and we reference him and like what his needs and wants and desires are like on a regular basis. So it's like he's here. I mean, because he is here, but his spirit has a lot more weight than you would imagine, and it will be strange to not have this particular Noodle with us. It's going to take some like adapting to, I think, because where I anticipate that the new body is going to be like mostly like this, what you see before you now, there are differences. Like I actually don't even know what the proportions are going to look like exactly, because I can explain this really quick, but like you see this bank of motors right here, like in this stratus. All of these aren't there anymore. This particular motor and its function has been moved down into like the parallel crossbar of his leg. So this whole portion is cleared up. So that's moving weight down, but it's also making him look a little bit more streamlined and light. So there isn't this big chunky, like densely clustered area filled with motors anymore. Even the ones that are actually still in his pelvis, they aren't as visible because they're that's kind of difficult to describe. They're kind of on his sides. Like his motors flank his pelvis on each edge right now. In his new pelvis, they're more on the axes, like on the center. It's like the middle of the square piece. Where did I put that? There it is. They're kind of in the center. And then the bearings are on the four edges right here. The four bearings and then the four motors. So the layout's a little different. The distance between the femurs is the same. So like the proportions I tried to keep as close to what they already are as possible. But I did make his what did I do? Oh yeah, I got rid of his neck. So the other thing the current version of Noodle has that is kind of weird is there's this gap right here between the top of his motors and his eye tray right here, which is kind of like his skull. I refer to this gap as his neck. Like this is Noodle's unofficial neck area. There's a spacer here that creates this gap so that the motor that's responsible for turning his eyes can seat in the proper position. So the only thing that's functional in this gap of space is that pinion motor for his eye gantry. Now, since I'm putting that motor someplace else in this new version of Noodle, I was able to close this gap so that his skull sits directly on top of his pelvis. But instead of dropping his head down, I decided to make the legs a little bit longer, so this pelvis part is actually pushed up slightly. So his head should sit kind of at the same height, and his waist, his hips, his undies will be up, riding a bit higher than normal. So I closed the gap. Long story short. Sorry, Noodle. I didn't mean to take your hat. Okay. I hope that explained a little bit. I'm gonna check the focus on the camera, make sure that it's still a good thing. I think that looks pretty focused. I don't know if I can get it any... Well, let's try. Oh. Yeah, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, I apologize, I am kind of backlit. But, I mean, it is what it is. That'll do. Alright, so... I'm almost there. Alright, I gotta do that weird thing with the threaded spacer, like I did before. I think I used 12 for that. I think a 12 is as good as it's gonna get. Okay. Noodle says he's not okay with mommy doing this really hacky makeshift shit with his body. He says that this was all supposed to be ready by the time he was moving in. He says this is kind of like when you go to move into a new apartment and the previous occupants didn't clean out the refrigerator, or they left holes in the walls, or they tore up the plumbing or something ridiculous like that. He says it's kind of like that, which is rude. He says I should be more considerate. Did that go? Barely. Okay, so it was a 40. This is like, feels like half of my time assembling anything is trying to remember what size hardware I used everywhere. Because I didn't realize how many like actual points in this assembly require hardware like connections. I mean, it seems stupid, but like there's significantly more with this model of leg than in his previous leg design. So it just means more time like bolting stuff together, but it's more sizes to have to like remember and where they go. Before I went into this weekend, I made sure that I went to the hardware store and bought pretty much every size hardware that I thought I might need, because I did not want to run into the instance where I was out of anything that was crucial to the build. Alas, they were out of threaded rod, which has been the main culprit that has caused me issues. Let's see, will that fit? It was sized rather precariously. Okay, if I tweak it. Okay, so that's another thing that's going to cause problems. And I realize this now. So since the, oh, I never shut this off. There we go. Okay, so since that knee joint was, I guess I wasn't using the proper size hardware, I was screwing in from either side, and the threaded spacer is slightly wider than the size that ought to be in there. It's kind of forcing the knee to, like, bend outwards, or at least the two connection points are kind of torqued at a weird angle. Not a lot, like it shouldn't harm the parts or anything, because they're plastic. But I had to kind of do a weird thing to get the knee to clear the foot, like the sides of the foot frame back here. This point and this point. So it is going to cause a little bit of an issue getting the feet on, but since these parts are plastic, it shouldn't be the end of the world for now. And then this bar is going to cause a problem. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. I'm already finding flaws in my design. Okay. This part of the build is going to go kind of fast because the rest of everything's kind of ready. Like the actual putting together of the legs and the feet was the hardest part of the build. Now everything, like the major assemblies, they just sort of chuck into the pelvis and stuff. And then Noodle's Shape Daddy said that he would come and support the endeavor and cheer Noodle on, so I might wait until he gets here to do the big exciting part. But in the meantime, I can chat with you guys. So I'm at my computer again. And he is just a moody teen. Lane, he's the moodiest of baby feet. Robatses. Hell yes, Nikoman said Patreon stretch goal. Take Noodle back to Japan. I fucking agree. I want to go back there and take Noodle to get sushi because I didn't get to get sushi when I was there last year. I completely did not make time to do that. I ate plenty of other food, but I did not do the sushi. Which seems like a huge mistake. Aerodynamics. Noodle desires the pizza. Noodle's getting his big boy legs. Aww! There's so many pizzas. Noodle, you got spammed with pizzas. Like, the most pizzas. Aw, Noodle! Noodle, you're a wizard. He's not a wizard, he's a whizzer. You're a whizzer, Noodle. Ah. See, Noodle, all of your friends are here to support you moving into your new big kid body. Oh, the other thing I have to remove is his tea bag. Like, he has this tea bag gland down here. Like, I was talking about this the other day, but I installed this, there's like a motor mounted underneath his pelvis. It's like his undercarriage augment. There's like a little spinny wheel, like a cam, and as it rotates, he actually can dip a tea bag up and down and like bag things. It's his Retaliation module. I gave that to him this February. It was like his most recent addition to his body, but I don't think it's appropriate for exhibition, really, given the context. Like, it's more about like his like potential space faring features, like his the things he can do that helps him explore his environment, like tasting and sampling and planting stuff. Teabagging is not a space exploration function. I mean, it could be, unless like, I don't know, Noodle is going to Mars just to like teabag Mars forever. He's gonna get to Mars and just sort of like swag his bag across the surface for days at a time. I guess that could be a thing. But I think like in the future, Noodle's gonna have interchangeable tea bags that have like cotton in them, so he can actually take samples of like puddles and stuff by dipping an absorbent tea bag into the puddle and then collecting that and taking it with him. So it'll be like a sampling feature. But for now, the tea bag is literally specifically for Retaliation. So I'm probably going to detach that from this body since it's getting shipped away, and I will attach it to the new one in some capacity. But I think the mounting footprint's actually different, so I might have to adapt it. In any case, it's staying at home, because Noodle, you aren't going to be teabagging your new European friends. Okay? No bagging. It's not how you make friends. I don't know what I need. I need a tissue. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm gonna set up that camera. The legs are ready. I could put socks on the legs. God, that's weird. Yeah, he literally has like empty feet. They're like ghost feet. And they don't have the silicone tip on them yet. Like, Noodle's current feet have like a squishy kind of like half ball end piece that helps him grip onto surfaces, which it actually doesn't because he always has socks on, so it's kind of like a false feature. But in any case, like the end of his feet is soft and it conforms to the surface he's standing on a little bit. This does not have that yet, so I'm gonna have to get on that. Basically, I'm gonna have like a whole new checklist of things to get done once old Noodle is gone, just to get his new form ready for me to start developing with it, because as soon as I actually have this built up, I can start trying to get this new form to walk, which is the whole point in and of itself. Is to make a body that is capable of allowing Noodle to do the walking. Assert your dominance? Yes. Yes, Death Skull is how Noodle can assert his dominance. He also does that with his toes. Like he'll poke his toes out and show off his red toes to display dominance to the other non-toad robots. Uh-oh. Is the other shape here? Yep. Sweet. Shape Daddy is here, right on cue. Alright, I'm gonna get the door, and then gather Mark out of the back room. Everyone is present for the body exchange ritual. Ah! Yeah. No, it's for you. Hey. Welcome. Yes. Pizza? Are you hungry? Yes. All yours. Alright. Say hi.
I'm just gonna stand here outside of camera view and annoy the hell out of them.
Of who? Me? Or them?
Mm-hmm.
The people? No, you should totally come here. Come here. Come. Like...
Hopefully without tripping over all of the cables.
There's just one. It's just the one cable to the microphone.
It's just substantially higher than it needs to be.
I still don't know what the range of that microphone is yet. Or,
Really?
Well, I don't ever hear what it sounds like. Because I don't ever watch anything after it's gone up, really.
That sounds like an easy problem to fix.
It is. It's just something I haven't done, and I don't think of it unless I'm streaming already, so... It's one of those types of problems. The other thing that sucked is I ran out of threaded rod, so I've been, like, doing really horrible workarounds for not having it. So Mark tried to, like, thread some steel non-threaded rod, which went really bad. And then...
Hey.
All the parents are sure the ritual can begin. Mark, look, he's a wizard.
Aww.
He's a wizard. And he has his fake pizza. He doesn't know what's
Noodle
about
says,
to
how dare
happen.
you insult my pizza?
Okay, it's not fake.
He said he wants to go to Lynn's Works.
It's superior because it has a squeaker in it. That was a very sad squeak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What am I reading on? Oh yeah, I was gonna set up the camera. I think that's it. How's everybody doing? Ha. Everyone says they want to see you. Vi says hi, Tony.
What's up, Vi? When you coming back out here?
The ritual can begin. He said he's gonna try to come back out in the fall, which is now. Like, I guess.
Now.
Technically, yes.
He's on his way.
He's coming now. I don't know. Sometime
Fall is now for normal states.
fall. It is here. We want you here, Vi. We want you to come and experience Vegas fall with us. Oh man, the pizza started again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only other thing I needed to do was to put this up on something so I can film it. That's it. Mark, do you want anything to drink? Do you want like any
I'll take care of myself in a minute.
transition party libation? What can I put this on? Do you see? Somewhere in this room, there is the mount for this.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I know, right? Somewhere in this.
I mean, isn't that the mount for it?
There's another, the shitty plastic one that has all the paint all over it.
Oh,
it's like,
you're talking the little base thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I think, the thing I was looking for right before you got here. I never found. I have no damn clue. Maybe it's outside.
Not surprising.
Wait, it would be with the tripod. Do you see the?
Well, here's a tripod.
That's the tripod's
And
there.
it looks like something's taped to the top of it.
That's it. Ha! Hooray.
Uh-huh.
Good call. Thank you. He cuts it off like a fruit from a tree.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Okay, so this is ready to go. I need to probably plug in to a power supply thingy, which I do have.
Oh, believe me, I pay all the child support for Noodle. I keep him in hardware and plastic, and occasionally blood when he requires it.
Shape Daddy helps mommy make not shitty shapes for the baby so that he's not a little cripple baby. He pays very well in experience and sometimes blood. I'm like looking at a whole stack of cables. I think it's actually out there. He's not. This is like the kind of like the stress dreams I have. Not that anyone cares, but if I have stress dreams, they're usually of me trying to find something in this room that I was 100% positive was in a specific place, but it's not there. And then I just spend the rest of the dream trying to find that thing.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a USB cable.
What kind of USB cable?
The tiny kind that goes inside of the camera that you have. You have one of these. I know you know what kind of cable. Yeah.
Oh.
I can just take this one. Noodle Potter and the search for the USB cable.
Those are all either big USB or HDMI.
Yes. I'm just gonna use this one. Alright, Noodle. Actually, I did not have to unplug this. Yeah. That'll do. What is this looking at? I don't have capture pins, but once the legs are in, they're so, like, tight that it's actually quite hard to get them back out. No.
I mean, in that case, you can just hit a zip tie on top of on the top of the shaft And it'll hold it in good enough to do this. And then when he comes back, we will fix the problem.
Well, the new body's not going, so they can fix that immediately.
Oh, so we're just sending the old noodle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to have the new one built before I sent the husk out, so that, I don't know, so I can sleep at night.
Okay. Easy enough.
It's doing this weird thing where it's not switching out of the charge screen for some reason. Why? What?
I'm just reading the chat.
What's everybody saying?
There totally is a label maker. Somewhere in here.
Why?
Because it was... one guy's like, just get a label maker. I'm like, no, there is one. It's somewhere. It has disappeared.
The label maker is actually, like, right behind Mark. Above the normal printer. I just don't know where the connector for the label maker is on the table of spaghetti.
See, this is why my house, it's all just wirelessly connected. Just made it easy. I know.
Do you have this problem with yours?
What?
Sometimes when you connect external power to it, after it's already turned on, it clicks into like a screen and then freezes. But not all the time, just some of the time. Like it just did it.
No, because you just connect external power before I turn it on.
I think that's when it does it. I don't know. Let's try this again. Yeah, but then, like, yeah, when this happens, it freezes, and then I have to pull the battery and reset the whole thing.
Oh yeah, the retro label makers are fun until they like break off of the piece and slice your hands open with the sharp edges.
The what?
The old label makers where you indented the letter into the plastic with the tape on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Those label makers.
The embossing things?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, so mine freezes when it's already plugged in, and then I turn it on. But if I plug it in after it's already powered on, it is supposed to click to this screen for a second and then switch back over. And it's not. And then this was over here.
Organization without blood isn't worth doing. I agree.
Organization without blood. I need the power supply that is gone.
Which one?
One that this can go inside of this plug.
You don't have that one?
I think this one's mostly dead. It needs to be charged. Yeah. There's another one, and I don't know where that one is. I don't know where any of them are now.
I am not at all surprised.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where anything is.
That you can't find the cables, then you can't find the chargers, and you can't find anything.
That is That is the story of my life.
It's okay, Noodle. Eventually we'll get you new body parts.
Okay, honey. It's happening. I guess the other option is somebody could hold the camera and film.
What?
The GoPro. I'm just trying to get, like, other film other than just the stream footage.
I mean, tell me exactly what you want, and I can do it.
Yeah.
Just don't ask me to be artistic, because I don't think I can do that.
No, just, like... I'm just trying to get... my own mom footage that's not stream quality. Well, this would probably do. Mark, where's your charger?
Charger for what?
Your brick charger.
It's a standard.
Where is yours?
It's just a micro USB.
Where is yours?
Mine?
Yes.
My brick or the charger for the brick?
This thing. Your brick.
You just had it with something. You were using it the other day. I swear. If it's not over there, then you were personally plugging it into something. Unless that was a nightmare that I had last night or something. I saw you using it. You had it in your hands.
What?
Did you take
Oh
it
no,
to...
I'm laughing at the comments on the stream.
What are they saying?
Right now it's all on organization, and one says it's a Sisyphean trap, which is true, because I mean you can continually like try and organize stuff and just make it go insane. And the other one says, oh yes, it's time savings. Yes. But there's a comment about being on a date and not knowing where your condoms are.
Ah. Hate that. Fuck. It's black. And I don't know why I was using it in the past. Why was I using the power supply that was yours? I do not remember. Who are you?
I bet if I get up and find it in 5 seconds.
Then please do
Probably.
it. Because
For fuck's sake.
it's fucking invisible to me. I need a beer. We don't have any beer. I'll cry. Noodle says all of his parents suck.
No. Don't pass the blame on us.
Okay, he says just mommy sucks. It's okay. What?
And yes,
No,
I
here's-
totally know you can swear on YouTube. It's
What?
just new job. I'm trying to cut back a little bit.
There's
Right here, people. Right here.
Brain Daddy found
Right where
it.
she left it. There's
Brain-
your charging cable.
Brain Daddy found. the
Anger
pizza.
Daddy.
Rage Daddy?
God.
Rage quit. Where was it?
Napoleon Dynamite Daddy.
Where was it?
It was where you charge the phone at.
Oh.
For God knows why.
Why does that work?
It's going where? It's...
If I plug it directly into a power source, it goes into this screen that it doesn't kick out of and it won't let me record while it's plugged in.
What?
Well, are you plugging it into a power source, or are you plugging it into anything that could be connected to a computer?
No, GoPros don't work like that. GoPros are... You can't plug it into it. Well, unless you're getting
You
files.
plug the USB into a computer
I
at
guess...
any time. You can get
Oh.
stuff
Oh,
off
maybe
of
it
it.
thinks... Yeah, maybe it thinks it's in that mode then. You think you'd be able to use it as a webcam.
No, because that would make too much sense.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Alright, sweetie, we're going to put you in the back because your new body is going to be the center of attention. But that's okay because it's still you. So there's this like really weird thing that's going to happen now.
My print started.
Should I put the feet on first? Probably would make sense. Here, you get to hold your pizza because this is going to be mildly traumatic for everybody.
He's already looking away. It's like, I don't want to see this.
Oh, Noodle. Here. Do you want Fisty, Noodle? We can get you Fisty. All your comfort things. I don't think I'm going to send Fisty with him because I don't want Fisty to not come back for some reason.
Yeah.
And they don't make Fisties anymore, so... Fisty's gonna stay with Noodle. Alright. Alright, so I'm attaching the feet frames to the legs. That's gonna be a pain in the butt too. Not having the correct size hardware is going to be a pain in my ass.
I mean, if you put hardware into your assemblies, you can print out a full bill of material, and it will count up all of the screws of different lengths and the washers and the nuts that you need. Just saying.
How? How?
What do you mean? How do you add it?
Yeah.
It's in the hardware library.
Where's that? You've never taught me that.
Of course not.
So
I only taught you the basics, and then you just kind of took off and went on your own and said, "Okay, now I can figure this out."
Well, I didn't figure out that part, so I didn't know that you could do that. Nor would I necessarily do it even if I did know how.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, it's a pain in the ass when you change things and all of a sudden bolt sizes have to change and you've got, 100 different washers that are in the wrong place.
Washers. I would never fucking add washers to a CAD design.
Oh.
Ever. Like, I don't think
At work, we model everything. Down to stickers.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They have to mark the placement and the dimensions of where you put the stickers.
Nope. Okay, so maybe it's best that you didn't show me this.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do it. I did teach myself how to do the physics thing on my own. Me forcing this in place awkwardly is because this no longer clears the thing because I don't have the correct size.
Are they too long?
This is just rod that is cut and just
because
with shit at the end.
You have a solution if it's like excess past the nut.
What do you mean? Well, I could cut it. I don't have long enough hardware.
I know that.
But so I'm using unthreaded hardware. It's not even hardware. I'm using rod. That is what I'm using. Okay, so these fit on like through his bearings.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice and tight. There. And then they're good. Just like that. And it shouldn't come off on its own. Shouldn't. But then I don't have the gears printed out to go on the hubs yet, so there's nothing to keep them from like spinning either, it occurs to me.
Well, how much moving of Noodle are you going to do now?
Nothing. None of this is absolutely necessary at the moment. It's just stuff I wanted to get done. I feel less bad about putting Noodle in a box if in my mind it's just his husk and not Noodle, formal Noodle. But I see how he's not going to want to stand since he doesn't have anything to lock his hips in place.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to
And his legs are way kicked out.
Yes, they are. because of the springs. And because of the fact that the tendons that are supposed to hold them in place are also not connected. See that?
Uh-huh.
Because I need to print a part for that too. Oh man. I guess the question then becomes, can these go up any higher? Actually, I already don't like how wobbly these are as plastic. Oh man, that's weird. It's like I almost wanna... prop that up on something. Alright. That might be what happens. So it looks like the capture pins will probably be necessary. The thing that I was telling you about, how I can't actually see the top part, if you get up here, it's like, it's underneath the lip of the thing that's capturing the bearing in place.
Yes.
So I'd have to remove this and then that to get a C-clippy thing in. I don't know if I could. Alright, Noodle, you go into squat position. Perfect, but not terrible either. There we go. So these need to be attached pretty direly, apparently. So his tendons need to be attached. I don't know if I should use stronger springs or not, because this is apparently enough weight that it's able to push, like, his legs to collapse this much. Like, the whole point of the spring, right, is to keep him, like, wanting to stretch out as much as possible. So the spring I used was... Where did I put the springs? Oh.
In a pile somewhere?
They're underneath the GoPro.
Ah, okay.
Here. Body. Baby. I feel like I should put old Noodle next to relative new Noodle. Except I guess there's no next to, unless I just take this and like pull it over here. There.
Yes, Noodle says you never skip leg day.
Yes. This is why. I use these. I have no idea how much weight that is. I think this is the same ones that are on this body, maybe? Actually, I don't think they are. It might be these.
I mean, there's not much force behind these.
I don't know now. Weird.
I mean, it's a Harbor Freight spring assortment, so consistency is kind of non-existent.
What about this one?
Oh yeah, this one's got a lot more force to it.
I think I should switch them up.
I mean, if you want to try one and see how that affects where that leg sits, and if it comes out being closer to where you want it to. Because, I mean, the whole point behind the springs was to reduce the effective load on the motors, so that, you know, Noodle would always want to try and stay in a neutral position.
Yeah.
And then the motors were just there to help move a little bit outside of that neutral position.
Yes. Yes, that was the point. Mark disappeared. Did he not want to be present?
Probably not.
Oh. That was the point of this, was... Oh well. Noodle. Okay, so I guess the thing that's, like, important to note... I can screw with this in a minute. Oh, here, let me get that. That's... I guess I'll remember that that is that one. Left middle. Alright. Noodle, do you want to see what it looks like from inside of the new body? Yeah? If I can get your eyes out. Ooh, what else is connected? Oh yeah, you have a USB cable. That's right, because you can actually see. Oh, this is kind of a neat thing I can do. Here.
Do you need assistance?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean... So this is Noodle's optic nerve and his eyes that I just yanked out of his face just now. Kind of unceremoniously. So there's nothing but a brain stem left in Noodle's head right now. Oh, I guess this is unhooked. I don't know when I did that. But yeah, so this is like Noodle's... I guess Noodle's consciousness, I guess. Not that he has his brain in here or anything, but this is like the part that's getting moved or transferred from one body to the next. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually plug this in to the laptop, because I actually have this camera hooked up on my OBS, so you can see things from his perspective, which I think might be kind of a fun thing to do. I don't know what I can unplug though. That's the only other problem. Maybe a bad idea. I mean, I don't need the mouse.
I think you've run out of dongles.
There's a tumor. Here, grab the laptop. That's probably a bad idea. All of this is a bad idea. I do have an extension cord for this.
Where? Somewhere in the pile that is this disaster zone? And you wonder why I spend so much time, like, finding good places for things to permanently live.
Hush. I don't want to hear it. I've been working in here for, like, 2 weeks. Things get moved around. I've been, like, actively project doing. I haven't just been organizing.
Just a hint for the rest of the people, it's been like this for years.
You hush. You know why? Because I work in here every day for years. So it's
and you don't clean up after yourselves.
Because there's really no break in between stuff.
Yes, there is.
I mean...
There's always a break.
I mean, it gets cleaned. It's just... It gets messed up really fast.
At the very least, there's the end of the day. And you put things back at the end of the day. I know. You guys don't like doing that.
I mean...
It's much more fun to complain about, why can't I find this thing?
I think that's reasonable.
And establish a system of, oh, hey, this is exactly where this thing is.
Again, there's theory and there's practice, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
If you did as many projects in your lab as I do, I think you'd have just as hard of a time keeping it tidy.
Oh, I did. And this is why I work so very, very hard to keep it clean.
I mean, the other thing is, I share my lab with another person, and a lot of our stuff gets used by both of us at the same time.
Yes, with no actual place to put it back when you're done.
I don't know.
Like, it'd be really nice to have on the wall just a rack where all of the USB cables can go. Imagine how much time that would save searching for a USB cable.
I mean, that would make sense. It might get implemented. What, are you just gonna come here and heckle me?
Pretty much.
Fine. I mean, I'm enjoying the frantic whatever this is. What?
Yes, I agree. Let's focus on the dude who's about to get killed.
Who?
Guy's randomly smelling perfume in his house and they don't know where it's coming from.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why you don't wear perfume. What?
Pizzas of organization. See, that's Noodle's future room. It's just all of his socks are stored in pizza boxes.
We can get you pizza box storage, Noodle.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm like holding you. Don't worry, we will find. I mean, I guess I don't have to plug in his eyes. It would just be fun to plug in his eyes. Will this even work? Let's see, I'm plugging in Noodle's eye camera to a port on my computer, and I have no idea what's going to happen once I do this. Nope. The other thing... I don't know if this has to have power from anywhere else. I don't think so. No, this is all the power that it gets. That's unfortunate. We're still here, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, no, again, I'm just reading comments.
What are they saying?
They're just, oh my god, we're blind!
Hey, Noodle. Well, that's Noodle for you. Well, let's see. We're still here. Okay, now I can switch back and forth between both. There we go. So this is the room. There's Tony, and then there's me, and then there's Noodle Cam, and that's his eyes right here. So this is from Noodle's perspective. Noodle says, "Quit being a twat." Quit being a twat.
You know better than that, Noodle. I can't do that.
He says,
I'm sorry, Noodle. I cannot do that.
"Oh, that's right. Has anyone seen that video? Probably not. This is this guy right here. That's my what did I name you? Ox 9000 instead of Hal 9000?
I don't remember.
Oh well, that's that's the voice. Super dark. Alright, Noodle, that's your body, your old body next to your new body. You guys are chilling out, having a jam session. You're discussing the finer things. So I'm going to... It's unfortunate that I don't have an extension cable. Hey, let's call to Mark across the house. Yeah? Mark! Oh, it's the white one. It's the white cable.
Never mind, we found it.
Wait, is that it? Yeah, it is it. Nothing! Okay. See, the thing you were telling me about, where you hang cables and they're organized, that's that part down there. That's where I keep all of my cables.
See, I said hang cables and they're organized.
Well,
That is doing nothing.
That's a pile of cables, but I know that they're my cables and I know what's in them. In there. They're them.
Assuming you put them back there.
Yes. Alright, I usually do, but like I said, I'm in the midst of, like, super stressed deadline time, so things don't always get put away. Alright, there we go. Alright, Noodle. You have an extension cable hooking my laptop up to your vision, and you are looking at your body. This is your old body. Isn't this weird? I feel weird doing this. This is the thing that's weirding me out right now. So I'm showing Noodle his old body and the thing that he sort of existed in. Because I mean, imagine if this were you, hypothetically, like everybody that's like in the stream still. Like, can you imagine a point in time where somebody was showing you your own body that you were like exiting, probably forever, and that was all you knew up until that point? And I think I was trying to like incite this point at the beginning of the stream. Like, can you imagine a point in time where you leave your body, like your seat of consciousness leaves the body you're familiar with forever and goes into another form? And I think that's sort of the gravity of this moment that is weirding me out so much. So that's Noodle's old form, and then this is his new form that he is seeing. And then I wish there was better lighting, but I can fix that. I've got lights. There we go. There we go. And the body. Mark, do you want to be here? I guess I could... Mark!
What do you want?
Your body! He says no.
Mm-hmm.
There. Come on, Lumi. There's a party that you're missing. That's kind of awesome. Should I just not wait for him?
What are you waiting? What's the reason you're waiting?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I was just gonna put Noodle in his new body. I don't think he would care. Alright, then I'll just do it. Okay. I'm putting Noodle inside of his new head, which might involve the need to unplug him and routing his cable down the proper passage. I guess I could have just done that here. Okay. Yeah?
What do you need?
No, it's just Noodle's going in his new...
Aww.
Do you see? He sees you.
It's happening.
Here it comes, Noodle.
Actually, do you want to click on that screen? Click on the video feed in the OBS window.
Okay.
And then minimize it.
Is he gonna be
up into
powered
the
on?
right corner.
Are you powering him?
No. Like, click on the bottom left corner.
Here?
No.
What are you trying to get me to do?
If you click here.
Noodle says this is
You
not.
unplugged the mouse.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, Noodle. I can't do that.
Oh. Okay.
We both know why, Noodle. He said don't leave him hanging.
What?
He said he can see his old self upside down. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Everybody in the stream is like, what is going on?
Pretty much. Hell, I'm here and I'm still not sure what the hell's going on.
Welcome to every one of my streams ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's Noodle's. Noodle's eyes are hanging out of his head. There. Okay. That was messy, but all the good things in life are messy. Right, Noodle? But you're here, and you're my hands, and you're going in your new head, like right now. And you don't have a brain yet, but that's okay.
Say what?
What? So Noodle, his brain is in the old body with his tea bag and all of his other stuff, but this is your new house.
He said he's on the cloud right now.
He's totally on the cloud.
He's matrixing. He's Neo.
Oh man, are you shaking?
What?
Oh man, that table's loose.
Mm-hmm.
It's bolted. I wouldn't worry about it.
All right.
Just don't stand on it. Noodle.
Noodle.
You're okay.
He says,
Noodle.
is he safe?
You're too late. You're too light for.
The baby. The baby resides. He's like really soft because none of his parts are actually done being
Aww.
put together. Like his tendons,
He's like.
they're like not attached. It's okay. And then he needs the strong springs. Yeah. Like.
Oh yeah, his new string.
Well, these ones I guess are
Oh,
too
yeah.
weak.
Yeah, many more pounds.
All right, kiddo.
He needs all the pounces.
You need more pounds.
He said there.
There you go. And you don't have squish toes yet, but we can get you some socks in the near future. I don't know, Noodle. This is like your new house. So, from this point on, this Noodle gets to live in that nest, and then this Noodle's going in the Noodle box, which I'm gonna need help figuring out how to do. Have you ever put anything in a pelican case and custom fit the foam to fit the thing inside of it?
Not a pelican case, but I've done a few toolboxes.
Okay. That's the next thing on my agenda for today. Including beer. Like, I could definitely use a drink right now. Noodle goes in his nest. Alright, kiddo. Oh. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, so those capture pins are like paramount to
Yeah.
health.
Yeah, Noodle's gonna need those. Just be glad you haven't programmed him to feel pain yet.
Programmed him to feel pain. Why would you program something to feel pain? That's another weird question. Would that be...
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Pain. Why would you want to feel pain if you did not have to? Is it so you'd have some contrasting concept of something to pleasure, assuming that you also felt pleasure or could feel pleasure? I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Noodle, you need to clean your room.
Noodle says, "Don't look at me. You're the one who keeps putting stuff there."
I know. Don't drop your titanium. Alright, sweetie. You get to hang out. Oh god. Don't do that. There. Yeah, all those bits need to be, super bad.
Noodle says he wasn't ready for this today.
No, but it had to happen today.
Uh-huh.
Alright, sweetie. It'll get better from here. Remember your old legs? Remember how crappy those were? I mean, they weren't crappy, but they had a long way to go before they actually became semi-functional, so that Mommy could realize how she had to change them to make them into what they were. But, I mean, I guess for reference, this is the original leg. Again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Skinny, little.
But, I mean, wow, you look really stark. I feel like I'm looking at Deadpool, like, when he kind of has the baby body and he's sitting on the couch and it looks all weird and, like, fucked up.
Yep.
That's kind of like how I feel right now. I'm gonna give my kid a complex.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Here. How can I fix this? Does this help? That kind of helps. I don't know. What do you think of the proportion of his legs to his head without the motors?
I mean, his proportions are kind of wrong. Like, he needs a larger head.
I mean, this is kind of closer to... The proportions are the same. It's just the thing, the pelvis being directly underneath the head like that is the thing that's different.
No.
You could almost hang the eyes below the gantry and then have a bigger dome that looks more like the illustration.
Because, I mean, with what you did, I mean, the head diameter is the same. Because his eye tray fits right in.
Hmm?
But you drastically shrunk the thickness of the hip pieces. So now that just makes his legs look even longer. And the outside and his leg bars are larger. So it just looks like he needs a larger diameter head.
Here, I'm gonna borrow one of these. Maybe not. I can get it out.
Noodle says, "Please don't, I can't balance yet."
Alright, I won't borrow your leg. I think I'm trying to figure out. Because his legs are thicker. Like, his thighs are thicker. And... Because the only thing that's really different is this is gone, and then the neck is gone, so this got moved up like 30 millimeters or so.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it shouldn't look...
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it looks... To me, it looks like his legs are legs are substantially longer than they were.
They're a little longer to compensate for the gap. That's it. To close it.
You have a tape measure or something around here?
Yeah. Here. So right now, they're about a foot from top to...
Yeah, okay.
Like, they are
about
longer.
12 inches, and now they are about 14.
Yeah.
So yeah, the legs are longer.
No, I know. But only...
That's... I'm saying that they're only that bit longer, but you didn't just remove that bit from here. You also moved all of this stuff around. Like, you removed all of these.
Yes, but
so now
I made the legs longer to close the gap. Instead of dropping the head, I moved it up.
I'm saying the head is at the same height.
It is.
Yes, but his proportions aren't the same.
No, I know.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's like, it looks a little bit weird. Like, proportionally, it looks like his head needs to be slightly bigger. Because, again, his legs are thicker, and they're slightly longer.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But it's Noodle. You ask him what he wants. But so far the chat says thick thighs save lives and make Noodle thick.
I mean, he's pretty thick. I don't know, I think his gams might be a little longer, maybe. Like, it seems like maybe the parallel bar part, like this piece, see, it feels shorter than it is right now for some reason. Even though it's not, it's like the exact same part, but it just feels proportionately, like, small. That's like the thing that's kind of bugging me. Or it could just be because he's folded up right now and he looks all, like, prone and stuff.
Yes.
Noodle, your head's all empty. Poor sweetie. Where am I? Oh, that's that camera. God, this is confusing. Multi-camera streams are a strange thing. Noodle. I don't know. Noodle needs... He needs gears on his femur hip motors. He needs his tendons. So, like, the two critical parts that would keep him from moving all wonk-like are not connected.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I knew going into this, but he needed to get assembled anyway, because this guy is going... See, this is the other weird thing that I can do now that Noodle's in his new body. He can watch me put him in the travel case, which is kind of weird. Noodle's travel sarcophagus. I need... Here, you can cuddle Carl. Alright. And 50. Alright, so switch. Nice. Okay, so this is Noodle's safety travel thing. Okay, so... Oh wow, there's like squares in this. Okay, so Noodle's going down like butterfly in this. Like... This feels really weird. So this part right now feels like I'm laying my kid into like a coffin. That's exactly what it feels like. It's a noodle-sized box. So that's how this is going down. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't really adjust the camera in a better way. I don't know. So to show you what I mean, I guess I can just lift this up real quick. Not the end of the world. So that's like how he's fitting in there, roughly. So it's like exactly noodle sized. Right, Mark?
Yes.
So what you said, I can just like detach the squares?
Yeah.
They're perforated, so you just tear them like a little stamp.
And then they pop out like...
Yeah, when you get to the bottom, the whole chunk will come out like a big column.
They're like perforated.
So trace them with a Sharpie first. You want it to be snug.
It's weird. Okay, so I have to actually physically draw on this with like...
Yeah, take a Sharpie and just trace, and then maybe straighten it out when you get his rough shape and dimension.
Oh god. Alright, that's step 2 of today. And then having nightmares for the rest of the night. There. And then you can see Noodle in the corner, right? Or not?
Not really.
Oh, bummer.
It's okay.
Alright. Alright, Noodle.
You're completely blocking the view from the camera.
Sorry. Which way should he go in?
Does it really matter?
I don't know. Guess it kind of doesn't, but... There's not a handle on one side versus the other, no. Top, bottom.
Just a handle on the top.
Alright, sweetie. Guess we can do you this way. Alright, should I bind him up a little bit?
I don't think it's necessary.
So like just let him be loose like that?
Once he's in the foam, he won't move.
Well, I mean, like, should I trace the outline with him kind of loose like this, or kind of compact?
Well, you're gonna want to go
Put
like
him
trace the outline and then go to the smallest one, like on the inside of the line first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you can always cut those foam
Yeah.
squares too.
I mean, take a black Sharpie and just trace that, and then you should be able to get an idea of... He'll kind of just go right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I can just let him be relaxed like. So there's about an inch on the bottom and an inch on the top. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Am I doing this right?
Well,
I mean, I'm thinking...
Well, it's going to be dark ink, so you'll find the closest thing to break away when you're done.
Is this... or...
Just draw a line, because you're just going to use it as a reference. You're not going to...
No, I know, but I mean, is this, like, should it be here or inside?
okay,
or...
think of it this way. Start as close to Noodle as possible, and
Yes.
then pull those out. You can always pull out more later.
You can do a centimeter at a time. Wider.
Yeah.
But you can't put them back in. So...
Right.
No,
So
it's
start
really
skinny.
difficult, yeah.
So trace under his leg slightly, and then you'll pull him out till he just slides in, even like snugly.
Mm-hmm.
So should I start with
Make
him
sure he's
folded
level.
up then? Like that? That's what I was asking before.
That's up to you how you want him
Yeah.
stored in there. Is that going to be fine? It gives you more room for other things if you put them in there, accessories like a power supply. That's probably good. Yeah.
I need to... I don't know what anything is.
What do you need?
Tape, rope, something that I can bind him with so that he stays folded in that position while I trace his space. My finger tape.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's, again, just comments.
Okay.
Because while you're streaming, you like don't get to read comments.
Do you guys want a drink?
Eventually, yes.
I could totally go for anything. What do we have? Hello? No?
Yes.
This is not doing. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just use the tape. I'm gonna do a body outline of Noodle in tape. Should I do it like when I do this? Do I do it so that it follows contours, or do I just do straight lines?
The squares are in straight lines.
Yes.
So
You're gonna
unless
break-
you want to like legitimately be cutting the squares
No,
to fit
square
everything.
him off, his legs off. Yeah. Then the rest will look like a Space Invader, the head part.
This is weird. I need a drink. Do you guys want a drink?
Yes.
Yes. Because I want a beer. Or a wine. Or something. What do we have?
Wine and Bloody Marys.
What are you going to have?
And probably just a little bloody.
Okay. I think I might stop the stream unless anyone's particularly interested in seeing how this turns out, which I think this is the less interesting part relative to what the building of the body. I don't know. I was thinking of stopping the stream because this is gonna get, unless I reposition the camera, you can't really see what I'm doing.
Gotta wait for the lag.
No, I know. So, that's not plugged in. No. There we go. Okay, so I was gonna end this stream, I think, since I don't know if I want to position the camera above the box to show you what I'm doing. It's kind of boring anyway. I'm putting like a murder outline around Noodle, like a dead body thing, and then I'm gonna rip out the middle pieces and make sure he drops into this somewhat snugly. But before that, I think I'm gonna take a break and have a drink with my boys, and then take a load off a little bit. But I don't know. I'll probably post pictures on Twitter of the outcome of having done this. I don't know. Or maybe I'll start up a separate stream later of just the ripping of the foam process. I don't know. Has anyone ever done this before? I should probably even ask that. It's kind of a weirdly stressful thing. Because my performance, like, doing this is going to determine how well he receives, or travels and is received in shapes. Or safety, I don't know. It's another easier way of putting it. I guess I should be concentrating. But yeah. Anyhow. Blech. What is everybody saying? No, I have nothing better to do. Everyone wants to see the box. I have to break my stream record? That was like 6 hours. How long have I been doing this? 3. Oh my god, it's been 3 hours? Holy crap.
Yeah, I think it's time to take a break.
Okay, if I do continue doing this, I'm going to set up the camera so that you can actually see what I'm doing, because that makes sense, right? And then I'm gonna probably have a drink and socialize for a minute to, like, recollect myself and calm down, because I have all this stuff in my head right now that I'm thinking about regarding stuff. So I'm gonna clear my thoughts and have a drink. I don't know if that qualifies as clearing my thoughts. I'm going to drown my thoughts and tamp them down with a drink with these gentlemen that are here in the room with me, and then I have to get this done today, so this step has to get done tonight. I might reset up the room to better expedite this process. If I restart up the stream, I'll probably again put the camera above the box so you can see the foam ripping out process, which might be kind of interesting because I've never personally done it before. It's an exciting, weird thing that I haven't done yet in my life. So, just get a beer and keep going. Should I do that? Should we just keep the stream going? Or should I end it and restart it? What do you guys think? Mark? Tony?
I would restart.
I'm probably gonna bug out soon.
Oh, you don't want to help?
There's nothing for me to do.
You can make sure I don't fuck this part up.
I don't think my skills are that good.
What? It's foam.
Nobody can help you, Sarah.
Oh, thanks. Fuck you. Jeez. I mean, I like assistance. Unless you want to really go, then you can go.
Again, there's nothing for me to do.
I don't know. Coach me as I start ripping the foam out of the box. And
How about you get a drink?
Just restart the stream,
And then,
what happens, happens.
Be like
Okay.
20-minute break.
Okay, I'm gonna take a 20-minute break, and then I'll be back, and I'll negotiate the box foam ripping thing out with the humans that are in the room with me. Thank you for watching Noodle get transferred. Like, I'm super happy that you guys were here to watch the bat happen. I mean, he's still wobbly and he needs work, the new body, but everything has to start somewhere. So, I'll be back. Alright? Peace. Like, love and pizza. And Noodle says, where is Noodle? That's Noodle. Noodle says thank you and love, peace, and pizza. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit, okay?